Hello, welcome to this channel. Today we will continue in our series on Linux. We'll be looking at absolute path and relative path. We will look at file management commands. We'll look at wildcards. I'll be doing exercises on them. So what is an absolute path? An absolute path is a path that is defined in relation to the root directory. An absolute path to a file or a directory will be defined in relation to the root directory. We know the root directory is /, and when you are defining your argument in an absolute path, it will start from /. So let's go to the system and go and see what an absolute path looks like. Log into your shell. I'm logging. This is my CentOS VM, and let me show you how to use absolute path. Absolute path start from /, so you can run cd /. This is an absolute path. So anytime I'm starting with /, anytime my arguments start with /, I'm running an absolute path. /, maybe I'm going home, / anywhere. Once you start from /, that is an absolute path. So if I say, if I put enter there, if I click enter, it will take me to the root directory. This is the root directory, which contains all the directories in the Linux system. So if I say cd/etc, this will be an absolute path. If I say cd/proc, this will be an absolute path because it's starting with /. But if I say cd proc, this is not an absolute path. This is a relative path, and I'm defining it relatively to this present directory that I'm in. I'm in the root directory, which has proc in it, and a relative path is a path that is defined in relation to the present working directory. Is defined in relation to the present working directory. That's a relative path. So it's like cd/proc is a relative path. So because proc is inside this directory, I can easily just say cd proc. If cd is not inside this directory and I run cd proc, of course it will give me an error. But cd is already inside this directory, so I'm just running cd proc, and it will take me to proc directory. So that's that. You can run cd, and cd will take you back to your home directory. We know this is the Vagrant users login. This is the home directory of the Vagrant user. So let's just continue. Let's continue. So an absolute path argument will start from /. A relative path is defined in relation to the present working directory. So the first command there that we want to look at is ls. I told you ls means list. If I run ls, that means I want to list the content of this directory. What are the content in this directory? These are the content that I have in this directory. These are the content that I have in this directory presently. And let's bring up our notepad. I want to show you something. Okay, now the way a command is run is you give the command, you give options, and you give arguments. You can give multiple options, and you can give multiple arguments. So ls is the command, la are the options, and the argument I'm giving here is /. You can give multiple arguments. So if I say ls, and the option you will give will be largely based on the format of output that you want. If I want a long format, I can say ls-l, and it will show me the long format of everything in this directory. I didn't give any argument. That means it's only going to show me what is in this present working directory. But if I say ls-l, and I give a particular directory. This argument, I'm defining it in absolute path /etc. So please note that it will show me the long format of everything inside /etc. All right, so that's that. And if I told you about you can use -a. A is for hidden files. A is going to show you the hidden files, in this present working directory. If I run it like that, it will show me all the files that start with period, with all other files that are also in this present working directory. So let's say I want to get a long format and I want to get all the hidden files. I want to get everything in this file with, I want to get them with the hidden files and in a long format. What will I do? ls-la, and it will show me the long format, and it also show me the hidden files. So, and you may be thinking, oh, am I going to be cramming all these options? You don't have to cram the options. Just run ls-help and it will show you all the available options. You see, x, if you are using all the single alphabet, just use a single hyphen, and it will run like that. T is sort by time. You can see -r is reverse. If you use capital R, it will be recursive. We can go up so that you can see. A is when you want to show the hidden files. Do not ignore entries starting with period. If you want to use this full word, maybe you want to use all, just use double hyphen all, and run it like that. So that's that. Let's clear it. So you don't have to cram the options. Just run your command space -help, and it will show you the available options to any command you want to run, and you can decide the options that you want, the options that you want to use. All right. So that's that about ls. Let's move to the next command. The next command is cd. Cd stands for change directory. Cd stands for change directory, and let's see how that is used. I can run cd. I can say I want to go to /etc, and it will take me into /etc. So whatever is there is the directory where you are. If you have tilde here, you are in the home directory of whatever user is logged in. I've changed directory to etc, so I'm in etc. Though I'm logged in as Vagrant user, but I'm actually in etc directory. So that's that. I want to change directory to home. Let's assume if you run cd and you don't give any option or argument, that is going to take you to the home directory of the present user. So just click enter on cd alone and it will take me to the home directory of Vagrant user. Anywhere you are, you can run cd and it will take you home to the home directory. Whether you are in root users directory, you have run sudo -i to become the root user, and you have changed to maybe /proc. You're already in /proc and you want to go back to the root user's home directory. Just run cd and it will take you back to the root user's home directory. You can see I'm now out of proc. I'm back in the root user's home directory. All right, so that's that about cd. Okay, another thing about cd, if I run cd space hyphen or minus, it will take you to the previous directory that you were. You can see I was in proc. Now it has taken me back to proc. So that's that also about. If I run cd tilde, it will take me also to the home directory of the present user that is logged in. So that's that about cd. Let's go to the next command. I don't want this video to be too long. pwd stands for print working directory. If you run pwd, it will show you the directory that you are. To print working directories, I'm in directory of /root. All right, so if I exit, I'm now a Vagrant user. If I run pwd, it will show me I'm in Vagrant home directory. So this is pwd always print in absolute format. So /home/vagrant. You see. So that's about pwd. The next one is mkdir. Mkdir is used to create directory. Mkdir is used to create directory. So you can say mkdir. That means you want to create a directory. A directory is like a folder in our Windows PC. You know, mkdir. Let's say I want to create file 50, and that will create a directory, not a file, a directory. So if you run ls, you will see that file 50, you can see is in blue color. That's a directory. All right, that's mkdir. And if I want to remove a directory, I can use rmdir. Let's say I want to remove the file 50 that I just created. I can just rmdir file 50, enter, and it will be gone. So that's that about rmdir2. Let's go to the next command, cp. Cp is to copy command. You can see cp is to copy or create file or directory. So copy or create file or directory. So let's assume we have a directory. Let me see. Sun. Let's create a directory, mkdir space sun. And let's assume I want to move file 1 inside sun. Let's check what we have here. So we have a directory sun, and all these ones are files. All right, now I want to move file 1 inside sun. I can say cp file 1 sun, and it will be gone. If you run ls, you will see that file 1 is still here, sun is here. But if I say ls sun, I want to check what is inside sun, ls list the content of sun. That's what I'm saying, and I can see that file 1 is now in sun. So that's that about copying a file. Let's assume I want to copy a directory. So let's make a directory, mkdir Jupyter. So now I've created a directory called Jupyter. Let's say I want to copy sun into Jupyter. Now you run cp. I want to copy sun inside Jupyter, sun Jupyter. You know, this is not going to work. This is going to give us error. You know, this is going to give us error because sun can have subdirectories and subfiles, and if you are doing that, if you are copying a directory like that, you need to use an option. It's called har. You need to use or -har, so it will copy all the subdirectories and file and all the subfiles that are in that particular directory that you are copying. So you'll be running cp -har sun to be going to Jupyter, and this is going to work. Now if you run ls Jupyter, you will see that sun is now in Jupyter. You can see that. So that's that about directory. When you are copying a directory, you need to use -r, which will copy it recursively. Sometimes you need to use f if you know, it will just force it. So if you want to see all the options that are available for cp, you can just say cp space -help, and you will see all the options that are available. You can scroll to it and you will see all of the options that you can use. So that's that. Let's move to the next command. Next command is mv, which is move or rename a file or directory. All right, so now what do we have here? Now I want to move, let's say I want to move file 3 inside Jupyter. So I will run mv file 3 Jupyter. You know, this is going to totally move it. So if you run ls, you see that file 3 is no more here. If you run ls Jupyter, you will see that now file 3 is now in Jupyter. Now I want to move let's make a directory star ls. You can see that star is here. Let's move star inside Jupyter. I can say mv star Jupyter, and it will move star totally. I made a mistake, sorry. It's supposed to be star. I typed start, so it will move star inside Jupyter. All right, so if you run ls, you will see that star is no more here. Star is now in Jupyter. You can see star is now in Jupyter. So that's that about mv. Mv can also be used to rename a file or directory. I can say, okay, I want to rename file 1. I want to rename it to file 30. Okay, and you will see, if you run it, you will not see file 1 again. It has been renamed to file 30. You can do that, the same thing, to a directory. So that's that about mv. Let's check the next one. The next command is rm command, which is used to remove files or directory. All right, now I want to remove file 4. Just run rm file 4, and if you run ls, you will see that file 4 is gone. I want to remove a directory. You have to put option R to remove a directory, because it may contain sub directory and sub file. Let's say I want to remove Jupyter. You will see that Jupyter will be gone. If I run it without the option of R, it will not work. Okay, so that's that about rm. Let's move to the next one. The next command is torch. Torch is used to create an empty file or update the access and modification timestamp of an existing file. I can say, okay, torch simple. I want to create a file called simple. You don't need an extension, except if other application on the system need an extension. Torch simple, that will create a file called simple, and I can use it to create multiple files. I can say, okay, file, you can use curly bracket 20.25 close curly bracket, and it will create file 20, 21, 22, up to 25 for you. You can see 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and I can just separate it with space. Torch file 20, file 21, I can also separate it with just a space. So that's that about torch. Let's check the next command is cart. Cart is used to display content of a file or concatenate the content of 2 or more files. Let's assume okay, there is a content in file 10. Let me just put a content in file 10, run echo double quotes. This is a beautiful day. Close the double quote and direct it to file 10. All right, I can use VIM or VI to write this, but because I've not treated VI or VIM, that's why I'm just using this echo. All right, so if you want to display the content, let me use VIM to open file 10 for you, so that you can see that this is in file 10. You can see this is a beautiful day. It's already in file 10, and let's get out now. I want to display the content of file 10. Just run cart file 10, and it will just display it on the monitor for us like that. And let's assume I want to display content of multiple files. Just space them. space them, file 10, maybe file 20, and it will display both content just for the purpose of display. It's not like it will concatenate or join the content, as a file. No, it will just join them together and display them on the system, on the monitor for you. So that's that about cart. Let's look at the next command. The next command is add. Add is just used to show the first top lines of a file. If you have a file and you just want to display maybe 10, by default it will display the first 10 lines. So let's say I want to display the content of our log. I can say /etc /var/log/messages, and it would display. Oh, you don't have, of course you don't have the permission, so I can just put sudo there and it will display it. Sudo space all right, so it will display the first 10 lines. So but if I want it to display maybe the first 5 lines, I will just put the option of n, and I'll put the number of the lines I want it to display, maybe the first 5 lines, and you will see it will display the first 5 lines. So the same thing applies to tail. I can run tail. I want to display the last 5 lines of a file. Use tail, use your option of n, use the number, put the number, and it will display it. But if you don't put any option there, it will display the first 10 lines. It will display the last 10 lines. So that's that about tail. It will also display the last 10 lines. So the next command is ln. Ln is used to create hard link or soft link to a file. We have a file in file 10. I want to create a link to file 10 in /tem. Okay, let's go to /tem. And let's say I want to create a link to tem from I want to create a shortcut to file 10 from tem. I will just use ln-s is for soft link, and I will just put the absolute path. This is home/vagrant/file10, and it will create a shortcut in tem called file10 to create a shortcut to that particular location. And if you run ls-l in tem, you will see that a file 10 has been linked to this particular file. This is a soft link. If I delete this particular file, it will become a broken link. And if I delete this one, of course the link will be gone. And you can create an hard link by not putting -s, but not putting your s, just put it directly like that, /home, /vagrant, /file10. And if you run it like this, it will create an hard link. And the difference between hard link and soft link is that if you delete the source, if you delete this source file, a hard link will still have the file inside the source. It will have the content of the source, but a soft link, once you delete this source, the soft link will not be able to display the content again. The content will be gone. To tell you that the file does not exist, if I say cart, if I say cart file 10, you will see that cart file 10, you will see that it will display the content. You can see file 10 is a link to the file 10 inside home, inside vagrant. So that's that about ln. And less will display the content of a file, with backward and forward navigation. If you use it, it will display the content just on a screen, and you can just use forward or backward to go to the next more details in that particular file. More too, we displays the content of a file one screen at a time, just one screen at a time. Find or locate can be used to find, any file or directory that you want. I want to locate file 10. I can just run it and it will tell me, oh, your file 10 is in home, vagrant, file 10. If I want to use find, can use find. I will say let me go to this to the home directory of vagrant. I can say find, or I can use absolute path from wherever I am. Find in the present working directory, and I can say -name, and I can say double quotes file 10, and close your double quote, and you can see dot means that it is in this present working directory. So that's how find and locate are used. If you use your locate and locate does not work, just run sudo update db or database. So there is a database that works with this locate, and sometimes it's not updated with the files that you just created. So anytime you run locate and it could not find the file, just run sudo update db and now run your locate, and you will find whatever file you want to find. So wildcard. Okay, note that Linux has no concept of file extension. You can name file as you like, and so on and so forth. Wildcard is a character that can be used as a substitute for any class of character in a search, and one of which is asterisk. Asterisk represents 0 or more character. Let's see, what do we have in this present working directory? We have sun. If I want to remove everything in this present working directory, I can just run rm star, and everything will be gone. Rm asterisk, and everything will be gone. If there is a directory there, then that means I need to give option of -r and put star there, and everything will be gone. If I run ls, you will see that everything will be gone. All right, that's that about asterisk. And the next one is question mark. Question mark represents a single character. Let's say we have a touch file 1.5 1 okay to 10. Let's take it to 10. Close it, and you have file 1 to file 10. If I use rm and I use file and I put question mark, it will remove every file that has just one single character. That will be file 1 to file 9. It will leave file 10. All right, so let's check it out. ls, and you will see we only have file 10 left. So that's that about question mark. Let's see what else. Square bracket represent any single character within the bracket. So let's see. If I say, okay, I have touch, let me say file, let's create 1.7, and let's close it. We will create file 1 to file 7. Let's say I want to remove just file. Open your square bracket now. I want to remove 1, I want to remove 3, I want to remove 6. Close your square bracket and enter. And if you run ls, 1, 3, and 6 will be gone. So anything in that square bracket will be gone. So that's that about all we are looking at today. So we have been able to run through absolute path and relative path. Absolute path starts from the root directory, which is /. A relative path is defined relatively to the present working directory. Don't forget that, please. And all these file management commands, please just familiarize yourself very well with them. and familiarize yourself with them. Practice again and again. Use absolute part. Use use relative part. If you have any question, you can just put it down. You can just send it to me in the comment box, and I will reply you. White card. Try everything, and just practice as much as possible till you are good with it. So that's all we are looking at today. Thank you, and see you in the next video.